back to my channel, Learn Smart Coding. In this video, we are going to talk about and have some understanding of securing a web application in Azure App Service with an SSL certificate. Securing a web application in Azure App Service with an SSL certificate is almost straightforward, but there are several options that you need to know. Let's break down each of those and talk about in detail. So we know how to create the app service web application, and we also know that external users can come from the outside world, from the internet. They can navigate over to a host name that you provide under azurewebsites.net. In the previous clip, we saw how we created it. So we have the domain subdomain name like learn smart coding restaurant.azurewebsite.net, like that, right? So user can reach our web app URL using HTTP protocol or HTTPS protocol. By default, there is a wildcard certificate available for your application after you provision them in the portal or even in CLI or PowerShell. So any host name under azurewebsites.net will be secured or available for a secure connection over HTTPS. Now, in the real world scenario, we usually don't want our end users going to some host name under azurewebsite.net because our website name is what we want them to be realized, right? We don't want anything under azurewebsite.net, and that is why from a different plan you have an ability to map custom domains to your application, and we will see how to map the custom domain and set up the SSL and TLS binding in the next clip. So for example, we can take website name plansmartlife.com, and let's say that is owned by me, and we could make that resolve over a web application in our app service. So I can create an app service something dot azurewebsite.net, and then I can map my own domain name to this app service that we created in Azure. So we could even map an SSL certificate to that web application, and that would ensure that external users going to that domain would get a secured connection, which is HTTPS, and they wouldn't get any warning in the browser window. So this is because we could upload a certificate that has the plansmartlife.com, which is what I was discussing about. That is a domain name that we spoke just few seconds before. So that is one of the subject name. That's why we could upload a certificate. So when it comes to securing a domain with SSL and the TLS binding in your web app, there are several considerations that we need to think. Let's see what are those. The first one, so if you remember the different tiers for non-isolated web apps, starting from F1, D1, B1, S1 and all those things. See, the free and the shared tiers, which is F1, D1, are not going to work because we cannot do SSL certificate with those plans. They're all basic plans. The next consideration is the public versus private certificate. But if you choose the other plans, like from production ready, from S1 plan and other plans, you can map the custom domain and TLS and SSL binding. Now the next consideration that we need to think of is the public versus private certificates. For public, we could purchase a commercial certificate from a popular certificate authority, something like VeriSign, and then what happens, we can upload that and they are widely verified. The other one, the private one, so it's something that we generate our private certificate using our own certificate authority. This is the thing. If you go ahead with private certificate, the big question is about the trust. In the real world, not all the client devices across the globe is going to trust the certificate that you generated privately, right? Which means if it doesn't trust, it is not going to load your website. That's why for most commonly used public application, we always go with the public certificate. Next is managed versus unmanaged certificates. For managed certificate, we can actually purchase certificate in the Azure portal and then map those to our domains. That could be considered as an app service certificate. And then we could just upload those certificate and bind those to our web application. It's going to work. Finally, the properties of our web application and the app service, we can enforce the HTTPS and the TLS version. which you will see shortly in the next video how to do that in the Azure portal. Now the last important point. So now based on the requirement, we might end up disabling, or we might need an ability to disable and use only HTTPS, meaning no one should be able to touch our web app, the URL, using HTTP protocol, which is not secured. And then we may also need a specific TLS version, like the real version that is good to use from now is minimum of 1.2. 1.0 and 1.1 have a lot of vulnerability, so it's not recommended. Microsoft is even forcing all the other clients which is accessing their website to have only 1.2. Alright, so all these things, whatever we just discussed, everything is possible in our app service, and app service is the one which gives you the ability to customize all of those. Come, without delay, the next clip is we are going to see how to create a custom domain and map to your domain, and we will also see how to do an SSL and TLS binding to our web app. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, don't forget to subscribe my channel, like it, share it, comment it, and never forget to click on the bell icon.